She didn't need a gun. She didn't need a knife. All she needed was a wedding ring. This woman got married 19 times, and according to investigators, at least 13 of her husbands never made it out alive. No robbery, no break-ins, no forced entry, just tea, a smile, and a funeral. This is the story of Kulsum, the bride who turned marriage into a murder. Business, Iran, 1985. Kulsum is just 18 years old. She isn't dreaming about love. She isn't planning a future. Her family is drowning in poverty, and in a decision that will define the rest of her life, they sell her into marriage. Her husband, much older, controlling, abusive. For Kulsum, marriage isn't romance. It's survival. By her early 20s, she's already divorced once and married again. The second husband, also older, also abusive. 2 marriages, 2 nightmares, and by the time she hits her 30s, something inside her has hardened. She doesn't just dislike men anymore. She hates them. Year 2000, Kulsum is 33. Broke, angry, experienced. And that's when she comes up with an idea. If marriage destroyed her life, maybe marriage could fund it instead. She decides she will never marry for survival again. She will marry for profit. Her new target: rich, lonely, elderly men, men with property, savings, assets, men who live alone, men whose deaths wouldn't raise many questions, and she knows exactly where to find them. Kulsum starts attending local women's religious and social gatherings. She presents herself as respectful, devout, kind, looking for companionship. She tells the women, "I'm alone. I just want a good man to care for." And the introductions begin. Often these women introduce her to their own fathers. Before agreeing to any marriage, Kulsum investigates. She checks. Do they own property? Do they have savings? Do they receive pension income? And most importantly, how much dowry can they provide? In Iranian marriage traditions, the dowry Omar is a financial gift from the groom to the bride. Cash, gold, property, land. And Kulsum makes sure it's substantial. If the man agrees, wedding. If not, she moves on. The weddings are simple. The husbands are grateful. They believe they've found someone to care for them in their final years. But once inside the home, Kulsum begins her work. She studies their medications: blood pressure pills, diabetes medication, sedatives. She mixes high doses into tea, into soup, into meals she prepares lovingly. The symptoms begin slowly: fatigue, weakness, dizziness, confusion. But here's the genius of the plan. They're elderly, they're already sick. No one questions it. When a husband gets sick enough, Kulsum takes him to the hospital. She plays the role perfectly. Concerned wife, tearful, devoted. Doctors see an elderly man with health complications. They treat him, release him. He goes home, back into her care. And the cycle repeats. More medication, more poison, more deterioration. Until one day, he doesn't wake up. Natural causes, case closed. After each death, she collects the dowry, the inheritance. Te property. But she's careful. She transfers everything into her daughter's name. That way, she doesn't look suspiciously wealthy. Then, after a short period of mourning, she moves to another town. New social gatherings, new introductions, new father, new husband, new funeral. This continues for years. She reportedly marries 19 times. Some husbands die within months, one just 43 days after the wedding, another within a single month. If poison works too slowly, authorities later allege she sometimes resorted to smothering. Quick, quiet, final. By 2020, Kulsum is around 51 years old. She marries a man named Masi. She tries the same method, poisoned drink bat, tease time. He reacts differently. He becomes violently ill and suspicious. What are you trying to do to me? Instead of staying silent, he divorces her, throws her out, but he doesn't report her. No proof, no evidence, just suspicion. For the first time in decades, the cycle breaks, but only temporarily. She marries again, an 82-year-old man named Ghulam Raza. Wealthy, elderly, perfect target. According to investigators, she serves him poisoned tea. He dies shortly after bat tease time. The family doesn't accept it. Something feels wrong. Around the same time, Raza's son is speaking to a friend. That friend, the son of Masih. And suddenly, the pattern appears. Same woman, multiple elderly husbands. Deaths. Poisoning. Suspicion. Police are alerted. Investigation begins. And when authorities start digging, they uncover a trail of funerals stretching back decades. Police arrest Kulsum. Interrogations follow, and according to reports, she confesses somewhere between 13 and 15 murders. She allegedly says she's not even sure of the exact number. Think about that. Not even sure. How many husbands did she bury? Investigators say at least 13, possibly more. In 2025, she faces trial. Families testify. Financial records surface. Marriage documents stack up, and the court delivers its verdict. Guilty. She reportedly receives multiple death sentences, one for each confirmed murder. A woman who once entered homes as a bride now sits in a prison cell as one of the most disturbing serial offenders in regional history. But here's the chilling part. For decades, she wasn't a suspect. She wasn't on a watch list. She wasn't being investigated. She was being introduced by trusted friends, invited into homes, welcomed as family. And every time she said, "I do," someone's life quietly ended. Marriage is supposed to symbolize love. For Kulsum, it was a business model. And for at least 13 men, it was a death sentence.